Live from the Texas State Capitol, this is Ghisallo Cycling Initiative. Today we're going to take you on the Haunted Austin ride. We've cooked up some spooky spots for you, including the Ghost Bride at the Driscoll. We've got some fallen soldiers at the Oakwood Cemetery, and we've got a screaming woman at the Littlefield house. We've dug up, no pun intended, a lot of spooky ghosts. Constructed between 1882 and 1888, after two fires burned through the previous building, the Texas State Capitol is now the 6th tallest Capitol building in the United States. Over the years, there have been debauchery, adultery, and even murder. In 1903, Comptroller Robert Marshall Love was murdered in his first floor office. People today often see him walking through the promenade with his top hat on. So I challenge you to come here on a rainy, misty day and see if you can see Mr. Love walking up the promenade. Commissioned in 1883 for Civil War veteran and cattle rancher George Littlefield and his wife Alice, the Littlefield home is one of Austin's most haunted locations. Alice Littlefield developed a nervous condition at the age of 65 and was confined to the home until her death in 1935. She had bouts of paranoia and delusion, and they say she still haunts these halls today. Come to the Littlefield house and see if you can hear any shrieks or moans from Alice Littlefield herself. The Oakwood Cemetery Annex spans over 40 acres and was constructed in 1850. It is said to hold the remains of 23,000 people. During 1884 to 1885, Austin was plagued by a serial killer. Some say this serial killer was the same as Jack the Ripper. A 17-year-old girl named Eula Phillips was killed by an axe on Christmas Eve. She's said to roam the grounds of this cemetery, wandering aimlessly. Because of her brutal death, she has no idea she's dead. Commissioned and paid for by its namesake, Jesse Driscoll, the Driscoll Hotel is one of Austin's most haunted locations. Jesse was greedy, he was money hungry, he basically paid for this hotel with the blood of soldiers and cows. There are 3 ghosts that are most known to haunt the Driscoll. The first is Jesse Driscoll himself. He lost the hotel in a game of poker, and so his ghost is said to walk the halls smoking cigars. So if you smell any cigar smoke in the hallway, that may be Jesse himself. The second is the bride. She was left at the altar. She came here, went on a major shopping spree, put all of the things that she bought on her bed, and then killed herself. Guests say that they see a woman in a white gown walking the halls. The third ghost is of a little girl. Her painting's on the 5th floor. People have said to stare into the eyes of this little girl in this painting and feel a sinister presence. Join us at the Driscoll if you can, see if you can spot any of these ghosts. This is the fourth oldest executive residence in Texas. The governor's mansion was built in 1854 and has been inhabited by governors since 1856. There are a few famous ghost stories at the governor's mansion. One is a tale of Romeo and Juliet gone wrong. A young suitor falls in love with a woman who doesn't fall in love with him back. He goes up to his room, shoots himself, and before the maids have time to clean up the walls, there are cries heard coming from the room. Governor Andrew Hamilton sealed up the room because he couldn't stand the constant cries and moans. 100 years later, during renovation, the room was opened again and the cries returned. The second of the hauntings is both from Governors Pendleton Murray and Sam Houston. If you have time, join us at the governor's mansion. See if you can see any of the ghosts roaming the halls or the grounds or the cries of the young lover.